Well, good morning and welcome to Willie's Firewood. It's early and Gramps Saw's not running. Graham has a doctor's appointment this morning, but he did come and he did cut a tank of fuel. I don't know what time because it was before I was even up this time. We're headed to the fuel station to get some fuel because we're returning the Enduro blocker to Cord King today. And a little life lesson in case you didn't know, if you borrow anything, I don't care if it's a vehicle, a saw, an Enduro block cutter, you fill it with fuel and you clean it before you bring it back. All right, so hopefully these noise canceling mics that I have will help with the road noise here. But we are filling up the Enduro blocker to send it to the show in Bangor, back to Cord King. We've got it all blown and rinsed off and should be ready to make some more firewood down at the show for them. The bar oil has been topped off, so we're just topping the fuel off because, like I said, it's not good to borrow anything and send it back empty. If somebody's nice enough to let you borrow something, which they let us run this brand new machine, if they're nice enough and willing to do that, then it's of your best interest to try and bring it back in good working order and full of fuel for them. So that's what we're doing. We're filling this up, and once we get this filled up, I'm going to go start splitting some firewood. We've got our 1 cord of small split 14-inch to do this morning before Dave gets here. He's going to bring a tilt deck trailer, and we're going to load this on the tilt deck and bring it down to the show and deliver it. I'm probably going to follow him down because I need to scoot and run to Belfast and pick up a bunch of stickers, shirts, and merchandise for the show. So not sure exactly what my schedule is going to be just yet, but I will be at the Typhoon or the Cord King booth. So we got Little Red sitting out there and another load of wood. So log truck driver called while I was out getting fuel, said, you want another load of logs? I said, absolutely. He said, they've got another one ready. I said, let's have it. So got another really nice load of beech and ash and rock maple, a few other mixed species in there. Kind of bigger, and that's okay. The bigger stuff's not really too much of an issue, especially now that we've got the tractor. So if we need to, we can lift rounds with the tractor or whatever we need to do. But we're going to try using the table next week and see if that speeds our operation up or if it holds us back, and we'll report back on our findings. I think it's going to be hard to speed us up. And I'm not saying that to sound like I'm better or that we're better, but we've done it the way that we've done it for a long time, and we're really efficient with it. So as long as we can keep the splitter near the wood, it's pretty hard to go faster than what we're already going, and I don't think the table is going to do that. I think where the table is going to shine is if we're working alone, you can load the table and have about 1/3 of a cord worth of rounds to be able to split and handle before you have to reload that table again. So I think that's where it's going to shine. But I'm going to finish fueling this up. Once I get it fueled up, we'll go ahead, fire this up, and we'll start splitting some small split 14-inch wood. So stay tuned, guys. So for any of you guys that have your own small business, you know that there are plenty of things that take more time than what people realize. And one of the things is getting everything ready to go in the morning. I've been over an hour between fuel and getting everything ready to go, and we're just getting ready to get started right now. So that gets all added into the amount of time that things take, and it's just part of the equation that you have to deal with. But we're going to start this up. We'll get the conveyor started up, and we'll start splitting, and then we'll test these mics and see how the noise canceling works too, because I'm not sure how they're going to work just yet. So I don't know if you can hear me over the machine, but if you can, that means these are working all right.
Good morning, everybody.
Nice shirt, Princess.
Thank you.
Well, so there's a cord, a 14-inch small split. We'll go get this delivered, and then we'll load up the Cord King and head to Bangor. So Little Red is not big enough to put the Cord King Enduro blocker on the trailer, but it's on the trailer and it's strapped down, and we are headed to the expo. So we're gonna follow Dave and go get this delivered to Cord King. All right, guys, so we are at the Northeast Forestry Expo. Today's setup day. I'm gonna spin you around, we'll take a look, we'll see if we see some familiar faces. We'll take a walk around. Got Split Force here getting their stuff off. See Bob and Wolfridge, Easton Made. All kinds of bigger machines. Pesolado, it looks like over there with their new mobile unit. That'll be interesting to check that out. We'll have to go check that machine out. Dyna, all kinds of stuff. So you can't ask for a better day today, that's for sure. And we got mulching heads here. Oh, back 40 Firewood. He needs to hook up with these guys. They got wooden saunas. They'll probably want some small wood. Wood-fired saunas, boilers. Fox Forestry's here. They'll have their Logasol and Yapa firewood processors. Everybody's going to be here. Big show. And big slabbing mill with a piece of cottonwood on it. That mill is massive. All kinds of John Deere equipment. Big John Deere setup. That's all the big boy toys, tractors, logging winches, everything over there. And this is just the very front of the show. One of the saw sheds. They'll get all that stuff set up, and that'll be right full. Processor heads. We'll take a walk up. We'll see if we can find somebody else we know. So we're getting up into the main grounds here. This is all big trucks, 18-wheelers, loaders, knuckle boom contest for the crane. They stack the log ends on the checkerboard, transfer them from one side to the other for a time contest. Looks like we got some international trucks here. Used to be Daigle and Holton. I'm not sure who it is now. They got bought by another company. Ponce with all their big forestry equipment. And if this is set up like years past, down here in the corner, we'll have Multi-Tech, some of the other equipment as well. But I'm walking by this thing. The bunk on that is taller than I am. Definitely a big boy toy. Got Coyote equipment, telehandlers, utility bodies, pickup bodies. There's a nice little 1-yard loader, Volvo. Mahindra tractors, so this is probably Coop's trucks down here, I would think. Got Hudson Forest Products, all their stuff. So all kinds of stuff. We're not going to see all of it today, but we'll see some of it, and we'll go from there. Tire dealers, sawmill dealers, you name it. You got Valley sawmills and Range Road firewood processors. Bunch more trucks and trailers. You got Vermeer stuff. They've got some stand-on skid steers. Looks like they've got a new wheeled loader too. I haven't seen that before with a grapple on it. That looks kind of like the Avant style loader. So I'm sure that's turf friendly. An ATX 850. Not a bad looking little rig. Some big chippers. Then coming up through the middle here, we're going to have XCMG and Bobcat by the looks. Bunch of Ford trucks from Whited Ford. They're a local Ford dealer up here. Hyundai skid steer loaders. Nice stuff. Lots of nice stuff. SR1, that's where we bought our trailer from. They're down here with their 2IM tractors. All different sizes and shined up for the show. That's the style of grapple I like right there. Some nice Peterbilts over there. And in the infield down here, got a bunch of multi-tech. That's where multi-tech's set up, and looks like Anderson equipment. So they're the Komatsu and Valmet dealer. We'll go take a look and see them in a bit. Big show. We haven't even walked half of it. Morning. Good, how are you? I don't even know who that was, but he knew who Russ was, so he must watch the channel. That's pretty cool. Got Volvo and Mack. Right there. Nice little single axle Mack. Put some high sides on that, make a nice firewood buggy. And it looks like Cord King right straight ahead, so we'll go down and give him a hand. So we got Blockbuster here. They got a couple of machines. I'll have to come back and take a look at these. Been seeing these a lot on in the woodyard with Chris. So we'll come back and take a look at these. Impressive conveyor. That conveyor is rugged built. I can tell you that right now just from looking at it. Nice machine. Model 2220. I think that's their big one. So guys, first day at the logging show, huge success. Everything's all set up. We're ready to roll. Remember, a little bit every day goes a long way. We're going to show you guys a whole bunch of stuff at the show. We'll do some walking around. The weather looks to be awesome. If you're near Bangor, Maine, and you're thinking you might need some new firewood or forestry equipment, come check it out. You might even get to see me and a few other faces that you recognize down there too. So help someone if you can, guys.